Welcome everyone, I am Palpatine001, aka the Senator, and we're back with part 3 on our Neo South Auckland optimization program. Parts 1 and 2, we planned the optimization, a brief reason why we did it, with part 2 finalising off the main optimization for bus routes 4 and 5. Instead of doing trams, we went with optimizations, which was removing roundabouts and bottlenecks. And for the most part, not always perfect. That's because of the lack of tools we have available in City Skylines. Woohoo, that's a good one. City Skylines for the moment. However, in saying that, once we have them, we will be able to mobilize things a little bit better and get that optimization flow really going, such as improving lane allocations and so on. Now, before we get going, we had to do one check to see if this has decided to start moving or if it's still clogging up everything and everyone. No, it looks like they're moving again. Yep, they're moving again. Sometimes the buses get frozen, so we have to quickly, without TMPE or Transport Line Manager, I believe it was, to free it up to reset them, we have to go back out of the game and go back in. So in part 3, with bus lines 4 and 5 done, we need to take a look at bus lines 11 and 12. Now the flow rate has stabilized out somewhat. This is always going to be red until we can get these intersections done, but at the same time, a few things like parking lots are also now starting to have an influence as well, as cars try to go in and out of them, and they create localized congestion. And unfortunately, the game doesn't have a full sign, as it were, to say if it's full, the car just skips right on by till a slot comes through, nor does increasing the fees seem to put them off either. So we have got some limitations in the game at the moment, which need to be sorted out sooner rather than later. But we've optimized bus lines 4 and 5, and the utilization rates are still well, but we're moving more passengers as a result, from 104,000 to 121,000, with buses taking, as expected, quite a fair whack. Now, if that bus utilisation rate goes above 40% on any of these two, then it will be time to switch to trams, because we're approaching the maximum anyway of how many buses I can allocate, and the road being congested as it is. So we're approaching it, but for the most part, for the optimization program, we've removed troublesome roundabouts and replaced them with intersections, improved the road layouts a little bit, and basically got things moving insofar as the game allows. And until we can control the lane markouts, whether it's through mods or through the game itself, we're always going to have these limitation problems. But before we tuck into going into bus lines 11 and 12, which need to be done, let's see, bus line 11 is at 71% and bus line 12. Now these are the industrial bus routes that need to be redone. They're absolutely maxing out, so we need to redo these. So that's what we'll be looking at in the optimization program for today, and optimizing these out. If anything, I think if I take a look at these, is this just going to be a simple case of what bus line's there? Yeah, bus line 12. Okay, so can we get any more on bus line 12? And what is bus line 13 at 32%? Well, she's not there yet. So it's a case of how can we eke out that last little bit on the service. Yeah, see, bus line. In fact, this could, ironically, be our first candidate for trams. So you actually might get trams tonight, because I don't think I'm going to be able to eke out much more on this. But at the same time, I need to also just work out I think this feeds up to the industry as well. Bus line 8, how well are we doing? But industrial bus lines are always a bit. Okay, I think you feed back up here, don't you? Yep. And you feed. Well, he feeds back this way. So there is no technical bus service running to the industry from that angle. He is 16%, although he's running busy. It could be a case of, do we need another bus line servicing all this industry, and where would you do it from? But that said, it's also I don't think it's actually going to matter too much in reality, because the taxis should be able to cover it if it's really shit comes to shove. Fun fact, it seems they need post services as well. That might help that out, otherwise one day I might run bus lines in there. Okay, but before we tuck into, so we are actually going to be doing trams today. But before we go into that, we just need to cover a little bit on why the optimization before the trams. Why am I optimizing here but going for tram lines down here first off the bat? Well, if we go into real life, and what we will do is, while we do this, let's, instead of looking at a static screen, let's follow the yellow buses, shall we? Let's lock onto a yellow bus. I think I'm right next to the Hadron Collider, sorry. Hadron Collider. There goes another short. That's this. So why the optimization program before going into things like the trams with the buses? Technically you can optimize trams as well. Well, two reasons. First of all, it's eking out. Remember, when you're going from one mode to the next mode and upgrades, you're upping yourself in terms of capex cost, time, and opex cost. So you got to make sure you're getting the best out of your existing first before you go up to the next mode. As you saw on optimizations 1 and 2, vid parts 1 and 2. We had a utilisation rate of line usage of over 50%. We've got it back down to the 30s because we've managed to get the buses flying more efficiently, which ironically they're also carrying more people. And in doing that, they was upgrading intersections, laying down more bus lanes. There's a train. increasing to the near maximum amount of buses we've got available, and just getting rid of bottlenecks in the existing system. And that way, the same amount of buses can move more amount of people because they are operating more efficiently. In other words, you're getting better bang for buck, or to use the other term they like to use, value for money. So that's why you do the optimization first on that side. On the second side, which happens in real life cities, you've also got the politics. And with the politics and the planning, it actually takes time to get ready your next mode. So if you're going from bus to light rail, it actually takes a lot of planning, a lot of political discussion, a lot of public stakeholder consultation to get going. And this upwards can take 5 to 10 years. So what had to go from an idea on paper to the plans, to the business cases, to the budgets, to construction. So while you're doing that, you might as well optimize what you have already and get the best you can, because it's still got upwards of another decade of usage left. Otherwise, what you will do is you will put the stakeholders, the public, and your financier backers off very quickly, and you can risk the whole project literally being shit canned. So that's why you optimize. One is to get value for money and get more out of your existing system, as we did in parts 1 and 2. And with parts 3, and as we're going to see with part 3 today, it's also a case of getting the best out of your existing system while you prepare for the next one, which can take a long time. Now, in City Skylines, I have the luxury of one. I don't need to listen to the public. I don't have any political considerations to worry about. I don't have any money considerations to worry about. I can just literally pause the game, do the upgrades, and I'm done. But it wouldn't work for the sake of this video now, would it? It would be a very short, sharp, sweet vid. But that's what happens in real life. Is the system has got to look after itself. Those visualizations are still set to trains. That is really bad. So while you're getting ready for the next mode, so you go from bus to light rail to metro, or heavy rail, you got to use what you've got first. Now, the other question is, can you widen the road corridor for optimization? Well, you can, but it gets very expensive again, because you're going to have to do, if I was to widen this corridor to 4 lanes, it's going to cost me in property acquisition, which costs me even in City Skylines, or technically it refunds me, but it would cost in property acquisition, both politically, finance. This corridor, so basically you've got to use the corridor you've got. Now, this corridor here can be 2 lanes or 3 lanes, so a 2 plus 1. Now I can add an extra lane, general lane, inside the existing corridor, but it is likely to get congestion. That said, adding an extra lane makes great for turnouts, as we're about to have here. But what adding an extra lane can do here while using the same corridor is, if I need to, I can throw it down as a bus lane or a tram lane. So and here we go with the congestion again. So as you can see here in this 2 plus 1, I have got a bus lane functional. So does one more lane fix it? Technically, no, it doesn't. But when you're adding one more transit lane, for example, so if I'm widening the road for transit lanes, yes, then it will work, because it allows my buses to work efficiently. Because it also comes down to mode efficiency, which I'll just touch in a minute. As I said, the bottleneck. Adding one more lane certainly isn't going to fix it. It just makes a bigger bottleneck. But if I use what I've got in my road existing corridor, and allocate it properly to other more efficient modes, such as transit and active, I can squeeze more people into that corridor than I would by demolishing all these wonderful houses and businesses. It's just the way it works. And also there's a little thing called induced demand, which works for both transit active modes and general traffic. Not good for general traffic, good for the other modes. You've also got to realise, we're now with mode efficiency, and this is from Auckland Transport. Just one moment, guys. We've just lost. It's probably because I've hit the forward button. So, mode efficiency. This is now lanes. This is a lane. 1,800 people now in a car. Mixed use, so what we've got here, this is mixed use. There's no dedicated transit lanes. 2,800. Cycle lanes, which is missing from this game at the moment. 2,800. Bus lanes, which you see in optimisation videos 1 and 2. 8,000. Footpaths, 9,000. And transit. So this is separated transit ways, which you're going to see when I go back over to the main city. 25,000 an hour. So if I want to improve this corridor, I would do it as a 2+1, get the parking out of here. Make it a 2+1 and throw down a transit lane. That will step me up from 2,800 people an hour on the move to 8,000 an hour on the move. Mode efficiency. Again, that's how much it takes to move 50 people by car. This is how much it takes by active modes. So I'm not having to do big wide corridors. Because at the end of the day, we have the famous order of things of least desirable to most desirable. And this is what you're trying to achieve. This is why you'll see me do walkways connecting up the urban islands and everything. Now you might have noticed in 2 that I did add general lanes. I did for coming off a highway, and that was to disperse the traffic in a set area. That's one of the very few times I will do one more lane will fix it, but you will still find it will congest itself pretty quickly, so I'm still going to give it transit treatments in the end. Okay, we'll just have a backup here for the moment. And finally, just in case you were wondering, sorry folks, I might have on the computer 3,443 pictures and GIFs, plus 22,000 City Skylines pictures of international best practice, but I guarantee I've got absolutely zip on worst practice where building more roads is declared decreased congestion. Sorry team, just the way it is. So then, as we wait for this bus to go back to its starting point, what we're going to do is first, next we're going to, before I do the tram line, I just need to move a residential signature building that's causing a problem in the parking lot, which is fouling up bus line 4 and 5. And then we'll get to doing optimising bus line 11 by technically replacing it today. So we'll just finish this bus ride out and then we'll go and do that move. Ah yes, midway pedestrian crossings. Great for getting pedestrians across efficiently and safely. It also act as nice brakes going into roundabouts, especially if they've got traffic signals on them. Very, very active area. this area, so Milldale and Ravenwood Bourne, technically service the big industrial area. Ooh, good old fashioned. All the sounds of the city. He'll pull into here. Oh. Ah, this is where you really need TMPE. And this is, we've got a bus lane here because this is pulling outside, I believe, a metro station. Yeah. So we'll leave him there because I'll head back out. You can hear the train take off, or the metro train take off. Right then, let's do our first. There she goes. There goes the metro. 139 today. Okay, so first thing we need to do is, and this is the lessons I'm learning with parking lots creating congestion problems, which they do. When I do my series on Neo South Auckland, once the game's optimized up a bit more, yeah, we'll learn the lessons from parking. Probably try and keep the parking off the main road as much as possible. If anything, if I do this properly, let's do a quick fire. Wrong one. That totally missed. That's not good. And that's also not good. Okay, let's see. If I can. Just optimize that up a little bit. This is just by getting turning lanes in here. And at the same time, just do a bit of decoration. Yeah, it's given a little bit better. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to get, this has over 3,000 bucket load of residents, put it this way, and this parking building which they all park in causes a bucket load of congestion up here. So what you can see the pedestrians on the move, and also the fact, so what we're going to do is, oh, okay, we've got medium density. Oh, we've got medium density flourishing again. Okay, that just created a little bit of a situation. Okay. Let's just... Right, let's just do this quickly. I'll be right back. I'm just going to do some fixing up. Okay, we're back. Okay, and we are back. Let me just get out of that. So basically what I've done is I've just moved this building and the parking building over, and as you see, woohoo, skakars. It will take a moment for this to clear itself up, but we shall leave it to do so in the meantime, and hopefully that should calm things down a little bit more. So medical centre there. Right then, with that done, as I said, this is just going to be congested until this gets itself sorted. Yep, and they go. These pedestrians are causing a bit of fun. Have we got a... No, we don't, and I don't want to necessarily kick them up either. Right, that is dumb. And that's people just because of the, over here. In fact, I am just wondering, just quickly... If I make that a... All that's going to really do is just shift the bottleneck, ironically, up the road. Have I also just in the last... I can't do much about that because of the way that is. That is a bit of a pain in the proverbial. Where does that feed from? Probably the industrial area. So probably not a wise idea to... Because that will just really kick it down the road if I do that. From this one in. Should sort out the left hand a little bit. Oh, I have made that a... I have brought that under traffic lights control. Just to get that moving. Now, that's one way of optimizing is ramp metering. I actually did that to this one. That said, I am just wondering if we can... just use the full 2 lanes since we are ramp metering out. Whatever it is, it's quietened it down for now. And ooh, okay, so that's the other problem there. Spinning around. And then realizing they are technically in the wrong lane because that technically feeds them back out. So that is actually a redundant exodus because it all forced back over anyway. Again, this is where TMPE would be extremely helpful here. So I've just got... Yeah, that's not going to do anything. What a bugger that is. Technically, you're gonna be looking at an interchange replacement because I can't. That still wouldn't work anyway because you got to feed it around. Could, but then that's just bulging out. So Yeah, that's just not gonna... unfortunately work. It's just because of the way we... oh, notes. But we drop this to a 1. Let's just pop underneath. Yeah, because right-hand traffic doesn't need 2 to get round. If oh dear me. This is where you wish you could force them round. Oh, I could spin. Hours playing around this and you got it. Make that a turn bay. Alright. Yeah, and they should just now flow around. Although now you've got the problem of that. As I said, all you're doing is just really shifting a problem up the road, and I should probably just knock. Yeah, knock that back to a 2. And I just wish that it was just a left-hand turn only. It's a shame you just can't get a handle of the... Ah! Ooh, try that again. That's better. Which means we should be able to go back to a 3. So that should now be 2 around into the bay and out you go. We got there. I'll leave that alone for now. Right, trams. I think before we can even do that, whoops. Yeah, I think 37%, 31%. Oh, have we? Our bus, is our utilisation rates dropped back down? We're going to be ending this video short and sweet tonight, are we? Because I probably have modified that. This is still too high. Bus line 12 is still way too high in its count. Sorry, bus line 11 and 12, not bus line 9. Although bus line 9's getting up there as well. Now, the problem is with bus line 12 is it's a very long, because it feeds into the railway station as well, which then feeds onto an industrial service. I should also do probably from the bus depot, which which is currently over here, run a service along. So I can probably actually truncate this up. Yeah, we can. And I know just how to do it. Alright then. So this will include a bit of modification and removing of stuff. This is now officially jammed. This is because of I can't widen the corridor. So not easily anyway, not without a lot of demolishing. So what we need to work out is the best way to utilize this. See, these are now getting jammed up here, so we need to take him off the run. Oh, it's also the pedestrian crossing coming it up too, which is like, if I'm doing that, that's this is going to be forever gummed. %. Okay. I'm just trying to work. Do we do 11 or 12? Could do 12, so we actually do both 11 and 12, and then just restrict him to doing a shuttle run. Actually, no, that's what we will do, is we will restrict them to do a shuttle run. But we're going to have to play very strategic with our 2+1s. Basically, when there's a tram stop, we need to shift over. Otherwise, we're going to cause congestion points. So we need to basically alternate. So this is going to be a fun alternate. Now, this is where it gets expensive. And it needs a lot of planning as it would in real life. And the first thing we need to do is not subway, is work out where we're going to plop the tram depot. See, they service there. Probably would make sense too. If you take it off that road, because I can also extend. Ah, whoops, that was the wrong one. Not the first time, not the last time. Check to Trams, so you'll see me build this tonight. These tram depots have really, really sucky capacity. Just another thing that just needs to be modded out. Right, tram lines. Now they're not stopping up here, but I believe they are from. Yep, they are from here. So this is where we need to be strategic with our 2+1s. I will work that out once I do the stops. Okay, and there's probably going to be car parking removed as well, which means I'm probably going to need extra parking and so on. Okay, let's get the tram line down first. Okay, see, now this is what you've also got. That actually, this is where it could actually backfire a bit. They cut over to the side on these ones, which means they will actually pass properly, but you're now going to have conflicting movements. I'm not going to run them up past the station, the buses can still use that. Get that one down here. Okay, so that's done now. I've just got to check on one other bus line, make sure he doesn't come down here. No, he is totally well away from that. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is, as soon as I find them, bus line 11, and delete it. So he will return to depot, and then I need to go along. I won't demolish these yet. I need to divert them first before demolishing. And while we're here, just take those out. So this much, there's no more. No more bus lines on. Okay. Taxi stops, I think, are all on the other side. Oh, I can extend them. Okay, so now we need to do the tram lines. That's subway. No, we need to do tram stops. So I'm going to go one direction first. You know what? I am going to, because of the way this layout is, and I'm not going to miss that. Allow me to. That just allows me to do that. That's what I need to do. Let's do that. And then we start laying down. As I said, now you need to start placing these now. Strategically, because we need to use the 2 plus 1's to advantage. Shouldn't need to. Okay. Tram line 1. Let's lay this up. First tram line done. Now, next thing we need to do is decouple this bus from these buses. So what we need to do is decouple this guy from here. And then take out its bus stops. Yep, so he's now servicing strictly an industrial area now, and I will upgrade his services later. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is demolish his bus stops along this part of the route. Be careful with this. Taxi stand technically gets moved. Although that's going to be a fat load of good anyway because it's also opposite. The tram stop. No, I can stay there for now. If I need to move it, I'll actually no, we'll move them again. And in compensation, I will also do one that side as well. Anyway, back to this. Oh, is that a sign? Just needed him to move. All of them. Yes, it is. Okay, so now we do the tram route. I'm just worried that road might have to become a 4-laner, so it might be a case of where I have to drop a 4 because it's a main arterial in and out of that area. We will see. Oops, what am I doing? Wrong side of the road. This also will allow me to intensify this area even further. Okay, so that is that. So now I need to go to the 3+1s. Oh, don't give me that. Okay, I just need... Oh, okay, so we get crossover. Okay, well, let's leave it for now and see how it is going to handle itself. I can hear an ambulance. Okay, we've got trams now going. What have I got down here? Medical clinic, small parking lot. Is it? Might, for the sake of it. Why have I got invalid shape alarms? Oh yeah, they're gonna let me do it, are you? No, because there's a tram line down over it. And to go to a 4. Yeah, I'd have to do a whole lot of I'm just wondering if I can push this to a because that is a 4. And then okay. Here comes our first tram. Ding ding. Ooh, that's noisy. Alright, so I can hear a grocery store. Here we go. Right, let's get going. Oh, we're on a tram stop. And again, why do we have pedestrian bridges? Because they are just safer to do. Oh, sorry, not pedestrian bridges. Pedestrian crossings. Yep, they're all using the tram already. I can see where the city centre is, because I've got bearing. And Manukau city centre. So we've got row houses and 6-storey, I think 6 to 8-storey medium density European residential through here. European and American, mix and matched it up. There's a lot waiting to go the other way. And our only public housing in all the city. These two towers coming up. I can hear a tennis court. Okay. That's interesting. With the spawning, this is why you do the surface checks. Some reason we are triggering a despawning in this area, which is preventing them from coming down. So what I might do might actually follow a tram line. Up and see what's going on. Why are we getting a block? This is why you do your reviews. So we get our first load here. Ah, bloody pedestrians. We'll follow this tram line through. Just make sure it's okay. Biofuel. This intersection I might need to fix up before we finish up for tonight with part 3. Oof, this traffic. We're getting a lot of traffic coming in from the industry. Must be rush hour as well. Wow, okay. Shit, they could be here for a while. You're basically waiting for a tram to come across. And that's going to run perfectly well. So we've got our 2 new tram lines running. So fix those up. And because we have tram lines running, what we will do is do some intensification. They will get going as soon as the conditions basically allowed, although just to give it a bit of a nudge. I will replace that skate park I took out earlier. I wonder they'll fix public housing in here, but until then... Alright, they will get going when ready to do so. Alright, that concludes this series on optimization and building tram lines. We did build tram lines in the end, just not where we thought they were going to be. And... oh, we're going to have to continue optimization, but it will be continued to be done off stream. And is that bus line? What bus line's that? 7. Whoa, bus line 7 is now running at 29%, but that's because she is jammed. Okay, never ending the old bus line. Oh, okay. Is this the arch bridge over? Yep. Where are they all coming from? Oh, they're all coming on the off-ramp, coming around. Going up there for some reason. That road was never designed for that. Oh, funky traffic everywhere. And we've totally backed up the intersection, which means, oh, guess what? Part 4 optimization. Nah, no way, dude. I'll do that off screen and work these roundabouts through. Are they switching lanes because of that, which is what they're meant to do? And what they're not doing. Okay, so what we can do is take that bus line out, because I think these guys don't stop on that route. Or they do, and I just forgot to replace it. Okay, so upgrade the roads, you demolish the bus stops. Lesson learned for that one. Alright, I'm now going to have to go through the lines that I have upgraded. And upgrade the bus stops. Oh dear. None of those were upgraded. So just those ones? Nope. Should also have these guys stop here too. Whoop, this is where it gets a little bit. Huh, I didn't know that. Okay. You know, I'm going to have to introduce a mid-crossing and technically block that one off, because this is a case of it's just constantly gumming it up. Yeah, I know, not great for pedestrian desire lines and that. But they cross up here, and that's no problem. All right then, we will leave it there for this evening. That completes the optimization series for City Skylines. Next time I have to come back down here, we're adding tram lines. But in the meantime, it's slowly decreasing, and basically it's these intersections we can see down here, so we need the optimization from the game to control these better. And for the rest of it, still going up. In the meantime, we will be back now in our next video, basically getting ready to now do the Greenfields, so Hamilton, the Metro Centre and the City Centre. But we will still keep coming back to here and optimising this up, because the traffic is not where it should be, but we need those mods to able to do those lane flows and that all properly. Until next time, I hope you got something out of the optimisation series, and we will be back soon with the City Centre, the Metro and Greenfield development, this time after doing Brownfield on the other side. I'm Palpatine001. In the meantime, plan and build safe.